Happy Saturday, everyone. As promised, because it is November 1st, and what do you know? It's the evening. We're going to start our shadow work and gratitude series that I'm planning on doing the entire month of November. And what it is really we're going to dive into how to work with the darker sides of ourselves so that we can ensure a better holiday season because we'll feel more balanced, we'll feel more ready to go for all of the crazy holiday stresses and know that we are ready and we are our best self and everyone will have that much better of a time. Before we get started, though, I do want to tap into a few things. One of those is, what is shadow work really? All right. And there's a couple of misconceptions that I think that need to be addressed before we get started. Thing number one, shadow work is not just for people that have had trauma in their lives. Okay. We've all had different levels and sorts of trauma, but it's not just for getting over those events or whatever you would like to call them. Okay. Shadow work is looking at the darker parts of ourselves, the things that we've done, the things that we've considered doing, the things that have happened to us, all of the negative sides of ourselves that we just choose not to face is our shadow self. We all have an issue with wanting things we can't have, but some people have a harder time than others going so far as to consider stealing. Every one of us has considered at one point or another lying, okay? We have all done these things. It's just some of us are more affected than others, and we also need to accept that we're not all good and we're not all bad. We need to address that darker side. So, shadow work isn't just going over traumas, like I mentioned. The other thing about shadow work is while you're on that journey of shadow work, another thing to remember is that it does not give you a free license to be a jerk, okay? That is definitely one of the biggest things that I've noticed with a lot of people is thinking that, oh, I'm on my shadow work journey. I can do whatever I want to, whoever I want. No, no. Diving into the darker parts of yourself is learning to look at it with a very clear view, knowing that, yes, that is a part of you, and learning how to work with it so it doesn't destroy your life or even work it with it in a way to have it even improve your life in a way. Okay? Now, obviously, that doesn't work for all of our darker sides, but there are ways to help those darker sides of ourselves be more of a benefit than a drawback. First example right now off the top of my head is, say you have a lying problem, okay? Because that is unfortunately something that I recently had to work with my younger daughter to help her look at that side of her shadow self and how to work with it instead of against it. Now, how that can become a benefit isn't necessarily doing the lying yourself, but knowing how and when to spot the lie so that you can either call it out if it's appropriate or know to watch for it. Okay? That is how, if you have lying as part of your shadow self, you can use it as a tool instead of to help instead of a tool to destroy. Now, I also mentioned that we're going to be working on gratitude. Okay? Obviously, all of us look at our lives and can find something to be grateful for, right? But there are still those of us that have a hard time finding the gratitude in the little things and letting one ginormous, because it can be ginormous, bad thing ruin our entire focus. No. Along with working with our shadow selves, I'm going to help us look, excuse me, at our everyday life and finding even one little thing to be grateful for. So, without further ado, now that we've kind of covered a little bit of everything we're going to be doing this month, let's look at our next big thing, and that is ourselves. Now that we know that we can find a safe space here to look at our shadow self, how can we finally say, okay, this is me. This is the things that I know that are dark about myself that I should probably start addressing, if nothing else, at least addressing. Because we're definitely not going to get through the entire journey in a month. Not going to happen. So, tonight, I want all of us to take a moment because after tonight, our next session will be on Monday, 7:30. Okay, Monday, 7:30. But for tonight, I want us to just stop, look at ourselves, and write a list of the things that are dark about ourselves. Do we have a lying problem? Do we have a stealing problem? Do we have an envy problem? Shopaholicism. I know a few people with that issue that I love them dearly, but shopaholicism is definitely considered a dark side, guys. I'm sorry. But feel free to get serious with it, a little silly with it, but definitely tonight take a look at your shadow self and say, okay, this is me. These are the things that I know are not good or not okay about myself that I should look at. And if anyone needs a hand in diving into that deeper part of yourself, okay, I already planned on pulling a card tonight to kind of help us connect with being able to get over that fear of looking at ourselves. So, and because you guys don't often get to see this, I figured I would do it right now. You guys will get to see how I choose my cards. Now, unfortunately, it's a little difficult in the position I'm sitting in right now, but we'll make it work. But obviously, go shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. What is something that we can do to help us look at ourselves a little more clearly while we work on starting our shadow work journey? Oh, and also don't forget to make sure that you like the video if this has been helping you out at all, because hey, I like knowing that I'm helping people. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I will be glad to address each and every question. And so that you don't miss any of these videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel because I told you we're doing this all month long, 7:30. Don't want you to miss anything to keep from being your best self. But as far as how we can feel more confident about seeing our shadow self and realizing that this is us and we are ready to work on it. Now, this bugger landed sideways, which means if you've seen my previous readings, we're going to be in that middle section of, ironically, the best and the worst. And our card to help us look at ourselves is a sideways King of Coins. I like this because the King of Coins, when it is upright, is all about being an excellent manager of your resources, be there financial resources, physical resources. You are able to manage those things and those tools to the honest maximum to know that you can go forward and expand and keep on growing. The drawback to that, though, is when it's in reverse, is that we mismanage beyond all reason. We cannot lead our household into the best way possible. We don't know how to properly budget. We don't know to make sure that, if we're going to be having chicken for dinner 3 times this week, to make sure that we've got enough chicken for dinner 3 times this week. This is all about mismanagement and not leading properly. And because it came out sideways, that says that, yes, we can. We have the entire tools. We know how to get this stuff done. We know how to look ourselves clearly and focus, and we are ready to rock. But our shadow selves are actually already tricking us into thinking that we can't do this, that we can't find the right way to get this path right. So, what can we take away from this in the fact that it's sideways? Know that our shadow self is already tricking us with fear. Know that our shadow self is already making us feel like we can't do this. Work on ourselves and deal with holiday stress? No way. That's just your fear and your shadow self screaming to make sure that things continue as they are, because part of our shadow selves across the board is the fact that that is our normal. That is the things that we know. And humans are creatures of routine. While we do want to grow and build, we're afraid of change. We're afraid of new. But Remember, it came out sideways, which means that just as much as our fear can control us, we are able to manage this path. We are able to manage our resources to ensure that we can grow. Okay? So whenever you're feeling like you can't, remember, this came out sideways, which means yes, you can if you choose. And with that, guys, I look forward to our new journey with shadow work and gratitude for the month of November. Definitely, like I said earlier, if this has been helping you out at all, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, because 7:30 every night, Monday through Saturday, we're going to be doing these videos and not only making sure that we grow and become a better person, but that we're able to look around our world and be grateful for things that we see. Have a fabulous weekend, guys. I look forward to jumping into those lists Monday night.